and 9. These are 8-game sets, tiebreaker at 7. Each match counts as 1 team point. This is a race to 5 to see who goes to.
Good morning from the USTA National Campus, home of the 2022 NCAA Division III National Championships. We've got a great semifinal Tuesday on tap for you here on NCAA.com. Our featured men's semifinal pits the top-ranked University of Chicago Maroons and the third-ranked Tufts University Jumbos. Luke Tanaka, delighted to have you alongside as two 20-win teams battle for a spot in tomorrow's national championship match. The lineups have been introduced, the anthem's been played, and we're getting ready for some tennis here in just a few moments. So let's get right to it with the starting lineups. First, we'll do the doubles lineups for Tufts at number 1 doubles. The third-ranked team in Region 1, Josh Belandres and Rishab Sharda. At number 2 for Tufts, Isaac Gorelick and Paris Pentusis. And number 3 for the Jumbos, Darren Akaroglu and Nico Hereford. Same lineup as yesterday's quarterfinal, and we'll make sure to recap yesterday's action for you as well as we continue throughout the broadcast. But first, let's get to number 1 University of Chicago, sitting at 20-1, Tufts at 20-2. But the starting lineup for the Chicago Maroons, Christian Alshon and Derek Shea, the number 1 team in Region 6 out of the Central. They are number 1 doubles for University of Chicago. At number 2, Arjun Asakumar and Andrei Leonov, in consideration for ranking in Region 6. And then Sachin Das and Alex Guzva round out the doubles lineup for the Maroons. On courts 1 through 6 here at the beautiful USTA National Campus in Greater Orlando, Florida. Just moments away from first serve. So let's see how these teams got here. Yesterday it was UChicago sweeping Emory 5-0, but it was not an easy sweep. The Eagles really gave the Maroons a run in singles after the Maroons swept doubles. They got up early breaks on court 2 and 3. Emory was up an early break at 1. But the Maroons were able to grab some momentum with a couple of long holds at 2, getting up 6-2, and then at 3 getting up 5-3. And then Chicago pushed in dubs to finish 3-0. Started with an 8-3 win on 2, and then a 8-4 win on 3, and then an 8-5 win on 1. And they were down 4-2 on court 1 and able to come back and win 8-5. And then Chicago jumped ahead early on all the singles courts. Sachin Das at 4 got the first set and the point for the Maroons to make it 4-0. And then Derek Shea with a big inside in forehand finished it off for the Maroons 5-0 in a cool 2 hours and 45 minutes at the time of that match. Tufts had a battle against CMS as the Stags from CMS were able to take a 2-1 lead after doubles. And Tufts was able to stay in it thanks to strong play from their 2 doubles spot. They saved 3 break points at 2 to hold 6-5, and then ended up, Gorelick was able to break at 2 for 7-5 and then hold for 8-5 to put CMS only at a 2-1 advantage over Tufts heading into singles. And then Tufts was able to win the match in singles and ended up winning it 5-3. And it looks like we're about to get first serve underway. Here's court 1. This is Derek Shea getting us going. First point for the Maroons on court 1, and we're underway here at 10:01 a.m. Eastern Time. So glad you could join us. Should be an outstanding semifinal matchup. There's also on the other bank of courts behind us, 7 through 12, Case Western Reserve University and Middlebury College. As we check on court 1 here. Derek Shea starting off with the serving for the Maroons. Nice move by Alshon at the net. Quick 30-love advantage. Tufts out of Medford, Massachusetts, Boston area. UChicago, Hyde Park, suburb of Chicago. Solid return there from Belandres, but Alshon able to put away the volley. Quickly 40 love for Chicago on one. Alshon and Shea, 18 and 6 on the year. Very strong #1 spot for the Maroons. Very smooth hold for Shea and Alshon and the Maroons to start. 3 first serves there for Shea, helping out, and Alshon all over it at the net as well. They're facing off against Josh Balandras and Rishabh Sharda. 3 and 3 so far in the postseason. Lost to CMS yesterday, 8-4 at one doubles. 11 and 6 this spring. Both of these teams qualified for the individual championships by virtue of their regional ranking. Now Sharda and Balandras in the near court with a chance to serve for the first time. It's going to be Sharda serving. It's important to get off to a good start in doubles, get some of that momentum. As a reminder here, Division III, all 3 doubles matches count for 1 point. Just wide on the back end from Balandras. Tufts with an opening hold on court 3, 1-0. Couple of solid returns from the Maroons to start, and quickly a love 30 hole for Sharda. See if Tufts can battle their way back here. Sharda, a junior from India. Very strong singles performance yesterday against CMS. Second serve opportunity for Alshon. Be looking for something big here on love 30. Shea just misses the volley there. Alshon did hit a solid return, but Balandras staying strong at the net. Balandras, also a junior like Sharda, out of San Francisco, California. That one sails just a bit long on that down the line rally, as Shea did a good job against the I formation putting that return down the line. Let's check that out again. Get a good view of it from up here. Back and forth, that one just misses a tad long, and now break points for Chicago. Balandras with a good job on the high backhand volley, puts it away, saves one. And Chicago with a big early break at 2 as well. So Chicago takes the first game on court 2, and now a chance to go up a break at 1. Just a really great point. Chicago gets the break at 1 to go up 2-0. The Maroons with some early momentum here in doubles. Let's check out that point again. That was an outstanding point for Chicago to get the break. Both teams playing well. Big celebration from Alshon. Now he's going to serve here, try to consolidate. Winner of this will face the winner of the semifinal taking place on court 7 through 12. You can watch that one as well if you'd like. Middlebury and Case Western Reserve on NCAA.com. We'll keep you updated throughout. But first, Alshon to serve, trying to consolidate that break that Chicago just got. First point to Tufts here. Alshon, a junior from Boca Raton, Florida, back in his home state. Transferred to UChicago from the University of Virginia. He's just won the Division I tennis national championship just a few days ago out in Champaign, Illinois. Alshon to serve love 15. A good serve there to the forehand of Sharda. Unreturnable. His partner, Derek Shea, sophomore from Edison, New Jersey. As I mentioned earlier, 18-6 on the year, 15-4 in dual matches, including 14-4 at number 1. Another big serve from Alshon, digging out of that love 15 hole. Currently 1-all on 3 with Tufts serving on serve. Chicago 1 point away from consolidating their opening break on 2. That's Leonov and Asakumar. So Andre Leonov serving on court 2. And Alshon here at number 1 doubles. We go I formation for the Maroons here. Top-ranked team in the ITA poll. That is the Maroons, and another good serve from Alshon. That's 3 consecutive service winners. Head coach of the Maroons, JT, 151-45, and this is 10th season at University of Chicago. Derek Shea, nicely done with the poach on the second ball. Let's check that out one more time. Solid first volley and then closes right to the middle. And we're gonna hop on over to court 2 where Andre Leonov just consolidated the break, much like Shea and Alshon just did. And here on court 2, a 2-0 lead for the Maroons. Team of Arjun Asakumar and Andre Leonov, as I mentioned earlier, in consideration for a regional ranking in Region 6. 10-3 on the year, 9-3 at number 2 doubles. A second team All-UAA, as it's a big serve there on the near side from Tufts. That was Paris Pentusis. Isaac Gorelick and Paris Pentusis for the Jumbos. Best record in doubles in the postseason for the Jumbos, 5-1. A little long on the return, not a bad idea from Leonov. A good serve out wide from Pentusis. The Maroons were able to break Gorelick's serve in the very first game, but now Pentusis has 3 points here to get the Jumbos on the board at 2 doubles. Another big serve from Pentusis, and that's an easy hold for the Jumbos to get on the board, 2-1. They'll change ends. We're also watching, of course, matches on 1 and 3. Belandra is serving at 1 right now. Up 30 love. And it's deuce game here on court 3. Head coach for the Tufts Jumbos, Carl Greger, 74-41. This is his 8th season with the Jumbos, but 26-4 over the last 3 seasons. Named the 2022 NESCAC Coach of the Year. So Arjun Asakumar will serve here on 2. Andre Leonov with the towel over the shoulder. It is quite windy today, which is going to be pretty pleasant here in the morning, and a lot more cloud cover than there was yesterday, where the heat was certainly a factor here in Orlando. Chicago has also just broken on 3, so up a break on all 3 doubles courts here early, as Asakumar begins serving here at number 2. Finds himself down love 15. 84 degrees currently here. It says feels like 95. The cloud cover, very helpful for the teams today. And both of these teams played in the 12 o'clock slot yesterday. And either the 12 o'clock or the 3 o'clock, certainly the hottest parts of the day. Today playing a little earlier in that 10 o'clock window. Big return there from Gorelick right at Leonov, and Tufts now with a nice opportunity here to get back level at love 30. Gorelick, also the number 1 singles player for the Jumbos, senior out of Weston, Massachusetts. He's a 3-star recruit back in 2018, according to Tennis Recruiting Network. 25-6 in singles this season, and as I mentioned earlier, the best doubles team in terms of record here in the postseason for the Jumbos. Nice volley there by Leonov. Asakumar there to set it up with the serve. That's a nice play with the out wide serve there. A little bit of kick on that one from Asakumar, and Andre Leonov, those long arms, able to easily put that volley right down the middle. Nice 1-2 combinations. The Maroons back level at 30 all in this game. Oh, that's big hitting from Pentusis. Huge forehand down the middle gives Tufts a break point on 2. Paris Pentusis, a senior from Greece. In addition to being 5-1 in the postseason doubles, 4-1 in the postseason in singles, and has been a clutch performer. Break chance on a second serve here for Tufts. Asakumar serving, Gorelick returning. Runs around to the forehand return. Can't quite find it clean. Breakpoint save Chicago. Tufts also has break points right now on court 3. But the Maroons hold for 4-1 on 1. Check with the chair, and as an overrule, the call is, it's called out by Asakumar, but chair overrules, and Tufts gonna have another break point. That one perhaps just scraping the back of the line. Gorelick with another opportunity on the return. And there's the big return right to Leonov, and at 2, Tufts breaks back. It's 2-all. Tufts is also broken back on 3. It's 2-all there. Alshon and Shea strong so far at number 1 doubles for the Maroons, up 4-1. Now Gorelick will serve. He had his serve broken in the very first game of the match. Much like Leonov Pentusas, an imposing presence at the net. And Tufts able to win that first point of the game. Nice move from Pentusas, good serve from Gorelick. And a 1-2 punch from Pentusas, puts it away. Let's check that out again. Solid on the first volley, and then when you get the slower one, able to put it away. Not always the first one you're going to put away, but you want to set yourself up for the second one, and Pentusas did a great job there. Gorelick tried to go down the line there. Asakumar was there. The ball into the net. Chicago able to stay alive in the point. And they stay alive and do a really good job of it, able to win that point and bring it back to 30-all. Chicago with an opportunity to go up another break on 1 as well. Shea, it's a big return, and it's 5-1 for Chicago on 1. Two-all on the other 2 courts, including here at court 2. 30-all. It's a great return from Leonov on a solid serve from Gorelick. That return just inside the line. Gorelick opting to serve to the Leonov forehand, and Chicago with a chance to break right back. Tufts holds on court 3, just the left of your screen there, and it's 3-2 for the Jumbos on 3. Again, 5-1 for Chicago on 1. Oh, that's a big forehand from Arjun Asakumar. He's fired up. Saw Pentusas wanting to get involved, moving over, and Pentusas is going to move. It's a great return to start it off, and then Pentusas wants to cross here. You can see he's ready, and Arjun Asakumar with a blistering forehand inside out. And he's fired up as Chicago re-breaks, goes up 3-2. We're going to head over to court 3 now, where we're on serve. It's the only court on serve right now. Alex Guzva is going to serve for U Chicago. It's Guzva and Sachin Das. 8-0 record, all at number 3 doubles this season, and so they've been undefeated since being paired together on April 16th. First, second serve there from Guzva put Chicago up early in the game. Tufts team, Darren Akaroglu and Nico Hereford. It'll be Hereford to return in the ad court. Senior from Denver, Colorado. This team for Tufts 2-4 in the postseason. Dropped a tiebreak to CMS yesterday in the quarters. Solid return there from Hereford. His partner, Darren Akaroglu from London, England. Akaroglu starts it with a great return defensively and then puts away the overhead. Lots of energy here in doubles, as you'd imagine, on a semifinal Tuesday. Guzva serving, 15-30. Just wide, and the first serve helps out Guzva there. Back in his home state, Ormond Beach, Florida, a senior, paired with the junior Sachin Das, a from McLean, Virginia. Big point 30-all. Second serve opportunity on the return. Big return from Akaroglu. Using that second serve. Able to put it at the net player Sachin Das, and now Tufts with a break point to go up. Leading 3-2 on serve right now. Big break on the return there from Hereford. Gonna get another look at that big reaction, big fist pump from Hereford as he puts that return back in play. Das missed the volley, and Tufts has the break at 3. Tufts also got one of the breaks back at 1, so it's 5-2 for the Maroons with Tufts serving. And now Tufts has break points on court 2 as well, so the Jumbos making a push here in doubles. They're falling behind early on all 3 courts. Good return from Das. First to 8 here in doubles. A tiebreak at 7-all if we need it. Each doubles match counts as 1 point. Different from Division I and Division II in the NCAA. It's a great emphasis on doubles. Solid play from Akaroglu there at the net. And we saw that yesterday as 3 teams swept doubles, although Tufts was able to come back from a 1-2 deficit, the only match that was not a sweep in doubles yesterday in the quarterfinals on the men's side. Second serve coming from Hereford. Solid second serve into the body of Das as his return clips the tape but stays on his side of the net. Chicago was able to fight off those break points at 2, and it's back to deuce on court 2. We're currently watching court 3. University of Chicago and Tufts University. Number 1, Chicago. Number 3, Tufts. Battling here in the semifinals of the NCAA Division III Men's Tennis Championship. Another good return from Guzva there. Let's see if Das can put this return in play, put some pressure on the Jumbos here at 30-all. That's a big return from Das. Beautifully done as Akaroglu looked to take over the middle. Das Able to put that return inside and down the line and give Chicago a break point. Both Guzva and Das left-handed players, but Das actually serves right-handed. I'm sure we'll see that at some point today. Oftentimes in doubles you like to have one serve righty, one serve lefty, try to keep the returners off balance. And in this case you do, except you also have two lefties out on the court returning. Second serve here on break point. Guzva's hit 2 good returns so far in this game. Let's see if he can make it a third. And a nice poach there from Akaroglu. Tufts in the second round of the NCAA tournament defeated Goucher 5-0 and then is able to pull out a win 5-3 over number 14 NC Wesleyan. Those matches in the regional being played at Johns Hopkins in Baltimore. And then yesterday a win over CMS 5-3 here in Orlando. Das, 2 strong backhands at Hereford. Guzva with another chance here to break for the Maroons. Tufts was able to break at 2, and so it's 3-all there. That's an overrule on the serve, so Guzva called it out. Chair umpire calls it in. And so back to deuce. Das had a couple of good returns the last 2 times out. Trying to set up another break chance. And Chicago does win the point. It was a really good serve from Hereford, but a good defensive lob return from Das neutralized the point. And then another solid lob. And might be our first inclination that the wind is playing just a bit of a factor here down on court level. Third break chance for Chicago here on 3. Just a little wide with the return. Not a bad idea from Guzva. Akaroglu was looking to the middle. On court 1, Tufts has come back to within 5-3 with Chicago serving there. That one was 5-1 just a few moments ago. Tufts leading 4-2 here on 3. That returns inside the line. Hereford, knowing he should have gone for that one down the middle. Das with a strong return. Right in between the 2 jumbos. And Das continuing to give the Maroons opportunities to break here on 3. That's a good move there from Akaroglu. He saw the open racket face from Guzva on the forehand return and immediately moved towards the middle. Easy put away volley on the nice serve from Hereford. If you're looking for the other semifinal, Case Western Reserve and Middlebury, you can find the link for that on NCAA.com. Score update from over there. Case Western Reserve up a break on 1. Middlebury up a break on 2 and 3. But here, Chicago and Tufts battling it out. NCAA semifinals and a berth in the national championship match tomorrow on the line. Big momentum shift on court 1. As Tufts here on court 3 with the second serve. Get you that score update on 1 in just a moment. Just a little long. It's a really smart job by Akaroglu to take that one that hit off the net cord and sat up for him on the forehand. I believe the breeze is coming towards you on your screen, so you saw that lobbing on that far side is going to be difficult. The ball carries. I mentioned the momentum shift on 1. It's currently 5-3 and a break point for Tufts. Shea saves it with a nice serve. So deuce on court 1, here on court 3. Tufts with their first game point to go up 5-2. Just a little deep on the first serve. Tufts will move back to our traditional formation from the I formation. Big return from Guzva. Lined that one up beautifully. Put it right down the line. We're back to deuce. Tufts is going to have another break point opportunity in 1. We're keeping track of all 3 doubles matches here. Again, all 3 count for 1 point. Really good atmosphere here at the USTA National Campus Collegiate Center. Simultaneous semifinals. Great serve from Hereford. Sets up the put-away volley from Akaroglu. And another game point opportunity for Tufts. It's been a tough spot for Tufts so far this postseason. 2 postseason wins, however, coming against number 6 Williams in the NESCAC semifinals, and then Goucher in the second round of the NCAA tournament. Tufts received a bye by virtue of being the number 3 team in the country. Volley just sails long. Akaroglu looking to be aggressive at the net. That time just pushed a bit deep. Back to deuce. Long deuce game. And these long deuce games can have a big momentum impact on matches. Big hold for Chicago at 1 to go up 6-3. Still up a break there. 4-all on court 2. Hereford stays alive, got caught in between, gives a little smile to his cheering section here on the near side. Got caught in between on the first ball, wasn't sure if it was going to sail long. Hit it in no man's land, but then able to win the point anyway. Staying alive on the point.
Let's go, Chicago!
Coaching staff getting a look here, trying to see what serve is going to allow Tufts to get out of this game with a hold. That's the one. Big fist pump. Akaroglu and Hereford hold on 3. We're going to head over to court 1. I very much agree with a cheering section on the near side. Way to be a senior was the cheer there from the near side for Hereford. Just a battling through to hold a 5-2 on 3. Now we're back on 1. Chicago up 6-3, 2 games away from putting the first point on the board for the Maroons. Sharda to serve for Tufts. Christian Alshon returning in the deuce court. That one misses just a little wide as Sharda looked to go down the line past Shea. Nice move there from Belondres. Solid serve from Sharda, set up Belondres to poach into the middle. Put away the volley for 15 all. Some confusion here. The overhead was hit. I think Chicago called it out. It's going to be the point for Tufts. I'm not sure if that was an overrule or if Chicago changed the call initially. Didn't see it. But the overhead is put away by Belondres. And it's 30-15. Another nice move from Belondres, another good serve from Sharda. They backed it up in what they did a few points ago. Easy forehand put away volley. That's a big momentum shift with that overhead just clipping the line at 15 all instead of 15-30. Now you get another solid point there, and it's 40-15. Alshon with a big return, and that one hits the tape, and Shea sails it a little bit long. And Tufts holds 6-4. Won 3 out of the last 4 games here after being down 5-1. Yesterday's quarterfinal, University of Chicago defeated number 13 Emory 5-0. Eagles knocked out as the defending champions on both the men's and women's side. Both teams knocked out in the quarterfinals. This men by Chicago, as Christian Alshon getting set to serve. Up 6-4. Good serve from Alshon, first point to Chicago. Yesterday, Alshon and Shea defeated Andrew Estes and Nolan Shaw of Emory 8-5 at number 1 doubles. Part of a U Chicago sweep of doubles. Nice return there from Sharda off the first serve from Alshon. Back to 15 all. U Chicago got singles wins from Sachin Das at 4 and Derek Shea. Shea partnering with Alshon here, number 1 doubles. So 2-0 day for Shea as he clinched the match, 6-2, 6-3 over Nolan Shaw to put Chicago into today's semifinal. Alshon to serve 15 all. Second serve upcoming. Alshon with a high five for Shea on the way back. Shea not quite on the volley as Belondres puts the return in play on the Alshon second serve. And it's now 15-30. Tufts, remember, had break opportunities in Shea's last service game to get back level. Tufts just broke on court 3, which puts them up 6-2. Tufts also broke on court 2, which puts them up 6-4. Jumbos, big push here in doubles. After being down 1-2 yesterday, heading into singles play. Big serve from Alshon, big celebration as well. Back to 30-all here on 1. Alshon, as I mentioned, a transfer from the University of Virginia. Started the season at number 3 singles, but quickly moved up the ladder all the way up to number 1, where he currently plays. Shea and Alshon have been together for the majority of the season for Chicago in 1 doubles. First team All-UAA. Also an NCAA qualifier, playing the individuals later this week. That's a great point from Tufts. Beautiful return from Belandres. Sharda sets himself up for the first overhead with a nice volley. Let's check that out again. Sharda, that's a really good volley there down the line. Not easy over the high part of the net. And then it takes 2 overheads. And Belandres fired up, looking for the break here to get back on serve at 1 after being down 5-1 a couple of breaks early. Momentum has certainly shifted in the Jumbos' direction here in the last 15 minutes or so. Remember, Chicago was up breaks on all 3 doubles courts early in the matches. Now Sharda with a second serve to look at. That's big from Belandres. What a return from Sharda on the second serve. Tufts breaks back on, Tufts breaks on 1. Let's see it again. Sharda, really good job of taking that turn inside the court before the kick bounces high, and Belandres beautifully poaching that ball off. 6-5 for Chicago, but Tufts back on serve after being down 2 breaks early on 1. We're going to head over to court 2, where Tufts has just taken a 7-4 lead, 1 game away from putting the first point on the board for the Jumbos. Tufts also leading 6-2, but we're currently in a changeover here on 2. But Chicago will serve down 7-4 on 2. Tufts with a game point on court 3 to go up 7-2. I believe for Tufts on 3. This is 5 straight games for the Jumbos after trailing 2-1 break. A little long on the first serve on court 3, but now we're looking at court 2 as Gorolik and Pentusis come out of the changeover, looking to break to put the first point on the board for the Jumbos. Back to Deuce on 3, by the way, but we're going to stick here on 2. See if Chicago can stay alive with a hold. It's going to be Arjun Asakumar to serve. Andre Leonov at the net. Paris Pentusis returning in the deuce court, and Isaac Gorolik in the ad court for the Jumbos. Big return from Pentusis, sets up 2 strong shots from Gorolik. Check it out again, just a big flat return down the line, or down the middle, and not much Leonov can do with those two. A little flex from the cheering section on the near side that you saw as well. Leonov nicely done on the kick serve from Asakumar. High backhand volley's not always easy, but that one easily put away. That's a pretty volley from Bentusa. Sweet hands on the drop volley. High five from the coach, he likes it. Tufts 2 points away from putting the first point on the board here in this semifinal. Now that time as Leonov puts it away on the overhead. Another solid serve from Asakumar. That's the second time on the ad side that Leonov has gotten a ball to put away. Second serve upcoming here at 30 all on court 2. Tufts has held for 7-2 on court 3. One game away there as well. Actually, the first one was a let. My apologies. Now second serve. Good serve from Asakumar, looking to stay alive here at 2 doubles for Chicago. Gorelick was ready for that serve. They went back to the well a third time, did Chicago, with the out wide serve to the backhand. Gorelick stepped into the court, took it on the rise, pounded it cross court. Not much Asakumar could do on the next ball. Back to deuce. And again, Tufts 2 points away from putting the first point on the board. Tufts also serving, or excuse me, returning at 7-2 on court 3. Bentusis not quite on that return on the backhand. Bentusis, nice volley, keeping Tufts in it here in this 7-4 game. Gorelick, another good return after 2 that Leonov was able to pick off early in the game. Gorelick is locked in here in the last couple of returns. There's a good ball from Leonov there. Solid on the backhand volley. Fit 6 all on court 1, so on serve there, very tight. Chicago up 40-love on court 3, but trailing 7-2. Right here on court 2, Chicago another game point. First one not quite for Leonov, the second one he's able to put away. And a fist bump from him as Chicago does their job, holds for 7-5. But now Tufts will serve to take their first point here On court 2, it'll be Gorelick to serve. Good return there from Leonov. We've got 2 seniors on courts 2 and court 3 for Tufts serving for the respective doubles matches. It's Hereford on 3 and Gorelick on 2. Love 15. Pentusis able to take that one. All over the middle of the court. Gorelick looking to continue to put those first serves in play. Leonov staring down a 15-all return. Not there, quite there on the half volley. A little bit wide from Leonov, and it's 30-15. 2 points away. Tufts wins the first point at 3. Chicago holds for 7-6. They lead on 1. Big ball from Asakumar, back to 30-all. Putting the ball down the line, Pentusis on top of the net. Looking to move towards the middle, backhand volley, not quite there. Chicago trying to stay alive on courts 2 and court 3. Here on court 2, 30-all. A little bit long on the lob from Gorelick. What a big return on that out wide serve from Leonov of Chicago, and a break point opportunity to get back on serve at 2. It's 30-all on 3. 2 points away for Tufts on 3 as well. Little long. Back to Deuce. Chicago 2 points away from taking court 1. Tufts 2 points away from taking courts 2 and 3. Coming down to the wire here in dubs. Match point for Tufts on 3. Here on 2, Gorelick serving a deuce. Great hitting on both sides. Gorelick outlasts Leonov, and here is a match point for Tufts. Match points on both 2 and 3. We'll keep you updated on both. Gorelick. Serve, here's Hereford serving for it on court 3 as well. Gorelick and Pentusis taking their time in the back of the court, thinking about what they want to do here with the serve. Tufts takes court 3, 8-3. 1-0 Jumbos. Chance to go up 2-0 on this point on 2. There it is. Gorelick with the out wide serve and a chest bump for Pentusis. Tufts 2-0. But on court 1, Chicago with a chance to break 2 match points at 7-6. We're heading over to court 1 now. And there it is for Chicago. Chicago able to salvage a point here in doubles as all 3 matches finish within a minute of each other as Alshon and Shea take the match 8-6. So in doubles, it's 2-1 for Tufts. As Chicago takes court 1, 8-6. Tufts takes courts 2 and 3, 8-5 and 8-3. We're going to get set up for singles here in just a moment. But before we do that, we're going to take a quick break. 2-1 Tufts heading into singles. We'll be back with more on NCAA.com. We're back at the USDA National Campus. Luke Tanaka with you. Glad to have you alongside. Very exciting doubles action concluded just a few minutes ago with Tufts University taking a 2-1 lead over University of Chicago. Singles play getting underway. Looks like so far here on the 6 courts, court 5 about to get started. Court 3 is a few points in, and here on court 1 we're going to start here. And that's going to be Christian Alshon, the #1 player in Region 6 for University of Chicago, and one of the top players in the country, along against another top player, Isaac Gorelick, for Tufts, #4 ranked in Region 1 out of the Northeast. Going to get the coin flip here in just a moment, but let's recap some of the doubles action for you. So University of Chicago took leads early on all 3 courts, and it looked like the momentum was favoring the Maroons, but Tufts quickly stopped that momentum and then built some of their own as the Jumbos ended up going ahead. They won at least 7 out of the last 8 games at 3 doubles to win that one 8-3. Hereford, the senior, serving that match out, and then another senior on court 2, Isaac Gorelick, we just mentioned, playing #1 singles, held for 8-5 the victory for Tufts, and then moments later University of Chicago was able to break for an 8-6 win at court 1, and so that's where we stand now. Tufts 2, Chicago 1, and you're also available to watch on NCAA.com. You can find the link for Case Western Reserve University against Middlebury College. In that one, the #2 team, Vishwaduru and Dayal for Case Western Reserve, was able to win a tiebreak to take a 2-1 lead for Case. So Case Western Reserve with wins at 1 and 2. And Middlebury with a win at 3. They are playing on court 7 through 12, and you can watch that match as well and find that link on NCAA.com. But here we're going to keep checking out Tufts and Chicago. Christian Alshon will start us off at #1 singles. First point goes to Tufts, and looks like now we've got all 6 matches underway. Really outstanding atmosphere in doubles, and with the 2-1 scores, a feeling that we're in for a couple of battles here. Chicago and Tufts, Middlebury and Case Western Reserve. Derek Shea was strong in singles for Chicago yesterday, already up a break quickly on court 3, but here we're watching court 1. Christian Alshon in the near court serving for Chicago. Couple of early double faults for Alshon. Gorelick up, returning, left 30. You can see there's a concerted effort from the Chicago contingent. Extra energy here to start singles, trailing 2-1. Chicago's only trailed in doubles a few times this season. Or trailed after doubles, I should say. There's the first point of the match for Alshon, 15-30. So Chicago was down 2-1 in the NCAA round of 16 against Gustavus Adelphus. Was able to win that match by a score of 5-2. It's won the first 4 singles matches that were completed. The only time the Maroons were swept in doubles this year was against Case Western Reserve, playing on the courts behind us. And they ended up losing that match as their only loss of the season. Case in the ITA Indoors Final. Another second serve here for Alshon, trying to find his footing here in the early portions of singles. Quick breakpoint opportunities for Tufts. Tufts is also broken at #2 singles, where Rishabh Sharda is taking on Arjun Kumar. At #3, it's Derek Shea for Chicago against Vuk Vuksanovic for Tufts. On court 4, Sachin Das for Chicago against Paris Pentusis of Tufts. Court 5, Alex Guzva, Darren Akaroglu. And court 6, Shrame Dewan against Josh Balandras. Back focusing on court one. Big serve from Alshon down the tee. Saves one break point. If you're just joining us, Tufts leading 2-1 after doubles. Early portions of singles here at the USTA National Campus in Orlando. Gorelick with another break opportunity. Here in the first game, first set, first singles. Another big serve from Alshon. So 2 big serves to save break points. Breeze is blowing pretty firm here today. A little less down on court level perhaps, but wind certainly played a factor on lobs during doubles. Played a factor in a few serve tosses as well, so something to keep an eye on as the match progresses. There's a lead. It'll be a first serve for Alshon. Something else to note yesterday, hardly any clouds in the sky, really a warm 90-degree Florida day, and the heat certainly played a factor. And today, lots more clouds, lots more shade, very much welcome. We'll see if that continues into the afternoon as well. Big hitting from both sides. Alshon and Gorelick trading blows. It's Alshon who will have a game point. Gorelick really trying to go to that backhand with the inside out forehand. Did it well throughout that point, but Alshon strong on the backhand side and strong with the forehand later in the point. Derek Shea just had a break point on court 3 to go up 2 breaks early, but unable to convert against Vuksanovic. Alshon looking to hold after saving break points earlier in this game. Big serve from Alshon. That's a really strong serving to wrap up the game and put himself up 1-0 after a couple of double faults early in that game, able to dig himself out. Always nice when you can call upon those big serves, and that means Gorelick in your picture now will serve his first service game of singles coming up. You also saw head coach Carl Greger, and mentioned in doubles, 26-4 over his last 3 seasons at Tufts, including 20-2 this season, and a 9-1 record in the always strong NESCAC. In fact, a team that they lost to in the NESCAC final, Middlebury, is right behind us on court 7 through 12, battling against Case Western Reserve in our other semifinal. That was a 5-3 result. Tufts had a 16-match win streak earlier this season from March 21st to May 7th and ended up being snapped by that loss to Middlebury in the NESCAC final. Defeated Goucher 5-0 in the second round of the NCAA tournament. NC Wesleyan, number 14 ranked team, 5-3. The Jumbos were able to defeat them. Those matches played at Johns Hopkins. And then yesterday, 5-3 over CMS. Here's Gorelick to serve 0-1. Much like Alshon, Gorelick opens his first service game with a double. Both players still trying to find their footing here in the early portions of singles. Vuksanovic still battling with Shea on court 3. We're watching court 1 here. Nice inside in there from Gorelick. You imagine with the way that Gorelick has wanted to use that inside out to get to Alshon's backhand, that inside in forehand when he gets the opportunities. It's going to be a big shot for him in this match. Gorelick moved to 6-1 in the postseason in doubles with the 8-5 win at number 2 just a few minutes ago. 3-2 in singles so far this postseason. Well, that's big from Alshon. He read that Gorelick wanted to go to his backhand, ran all the way around it, and just pounded that forehand. It's now 15-30. Yesterday, Gorelick of Tufts outlasted Robert Liu of CMS, came back from a set and a break down, led 3-1 in the third set before Liu had to retire from the match. That was I believe the third point that Tufts put on the board yesterday. Make sure to recap yesterday's action, which was strong here at the USTA National Campus in the quarterfinals. Alshon with break opportunities, much like Gorelick had in the first game. Alshon using that big forehand, get himself up in the point. Tufts was able to hold at number 3 singles after a long deuce game, but Chicago still up a break there. Chicago also up a break at number 4 singles. Gorelick able to save one break point. Remember, Alshon was down 15-40 in his first service game. Now Gorelick looking to hold after and save some break points here, just like Alshon did a few moments ago. Not to be as Alshon breaks. Cheering section fired up. Alshon fired up. Chicago up early breaks at 1, 3, and 4. On serve on 2, on serve on 5, and on serve on 6. Early goings of singles. Christian Alshon, the UAA Player of the Year. Again, these two teams coming from incredibly strong conferences. Both conferences on the men's side, UAA and NESCAC, represented by 2 teams in the semifinals. Good point there from Gorelick to get things started here on this 2-0 game. The start of singles is eerily reminiscent of the start of doubles, where Chicago was up breaks on all 3 doubles courts to start action, but as we saw, Tufts seized the momentum and did not let it go, leading 2-1 after taking 2 out of 3 doubles matches. Serve and volley from Alshon there. Turn went long. It may have been a let, however. Indeed it was. Second serve coming from Alshon. Good 1-2 combination from Christian Alshon, the UAA Player of the Year. First team in all association singles and doubles. Let's check that out again. Uses the the body serve, and then seeks out that big forehand. Until that's gonna, of course, it always is for Christian Alshon. Key shot, that big forehand, whether he's hitting it inside out, cross court, inside in, doesn't matter. Serve as well, as you saw there. Big serve, big forehand. Started his career at University of Virginia, which won the Division I team championship just a few days ago out in Champaign, Illinois. Next year, all 3 divisions of the NCAA will be played here at the USTA National Campus. Should be an outstanding few weeks of tennis next year, and it's going to be an outstanding week of tennis here as well. We're glad you could join us. Our first broadcast here from the campus this season on NCAA.com for the championships. Both players seeking out forehands. Gorelick that time a little long. As once again, that 1-2 punch from Alshon, that's going to be tough to stop. Let's see what Gorelick does to try to neutralize that. Alshon seeking out that forehand, looking to hit inside out. And inside in looking to seek that out. So you wonder if there'd be a little bit more hitting to the forehand that might help open up the backhand side. Still early in the match, feeling each other out are the players. Second serve coming from Alshon. Big serves when he's needed them so far in this match. That forehand misses off the tape. 40-30. Chicago has taken a 4-1 lead, up a break on 5. But back on serve, Tufts breaks back on 4 and 3. Tufts up a break at 2. Still 1-all down on court 6.
Let's go, Sergeant!
If you're interested in following the live stats of all the courts, USTAnationalcampus.com/NCAA. That's the ticket. That one sails long and Chicago holds. Alshon does for 3-0. Three love to Christian Alshon, #1 player in Region 6. We're going to hop over to court 5 where Chicago's Alex Guzva has a 4-1 lead. Darren Akaroglu facing off against Alex Guzva. Akaroglu in the near court for Tufts. Guzva using that lefty forehand. And now he's below 30 here in Akaroglu's service game. Trying to quickly serve for the set here. Akaroglu 2-2 so far this season in the postseason, excuse me. Lost 6-4, 6-4 yesterday to Christopher Lee from CMS. What was really a battle of a match down on court 5 from what I remember. Drop shot sails wide. That was a great stretch return by the lefty Guzva, and then getting himself back even in the point against Akaroglu. All of a sudden, 3 break points for Guzva here. Trying to put a quick first set on the board for Chicago. Big inside out forehand, nicely done by Akaroglu to save 1 break point. Guzva, a senior from Ormond Beach, Florida, 16-2 on the year in singles. He's won 4 in a row. In unfinished match yesterday was facing Santiago Suarez of Emory, was up 7-5, 5-0, and And there it is. Double break for Chicago. Guzva to serve for the first set. It was just moments away yesterday from having a victory at number 5. Guzva wasting no time today. Nakaroglu wins the first point of this game at 5-1. Nakaroglu, just a freshman, getting in the starting lineup, playing against a senior in Alex Guzva. Good pickup from Guzva, but couldn't quite get the backhand across court. Nakaroglu trying to stay alive in this set. Chicago has also broken on 4 to lead 3-2 serving. A little long with the first serve. A good opportunity here for Nakaroglu. Love 30-second serve. That one's also a little bit long. 3 break points for Tufts here to stay alive here in the first set. Chicago was broken on 6 as well. Dewan up a break on Balandres down there. That one sails long, and Nakaroglu has broken back, got 1 back, and it's 5-2 on court 5 as they change ends. Nakaroglu staying alive in sets in the first set, and we really saw the importance of that yesterday. I said specifically on the women's side, I would say. We'll also have women's semifinals for you starting at 3 o'clock. University of Chicago against Middlebury College will be our featured semifinal. It'll also be the other women's semifinal. Carl Greger hanging out on court 5 with Nakaroglu, as you saw just a moment ago. See how his freshman here can figure out how to stay in this set. It's always key for momentum to stay alive in sets. You'll see that specifically as the match wears on. When matches start to finish and get closer to wrapping up, the longer you can stay out on the court with your team, the better. It continues to keep the energy up, especially when trailing. It'll be CMS and Wesleyan in the other women's semifinal. I mentioned that earlier. Wesleyan may have had the moment of the day yesterday. Rena Mosen-Breen of Wesleyan at 6 came back from a set and a break down. May have actually been double break to win 6-4 in the third and clinch for Wesleyan, who started 3-0 in doubles, but then Emory, who they were playing just blitz, started to blitz in singles. As we come back to court 5, and Nakaroglu set to serve. First return from Guzva misses a little long. 15 love, good serve from Nakaroglu. Christian Alshon broke again on court 1. Good hustle from Nakaroglu. A small, I'm sorry, from Guzva there, as he got a little lucky from the net cord. 15 all. Guzva looking to break to seal the first set of the day here on courts 1 through 6. great second serve from Akaroglu. Big, tall, imposing presence. Uses that presence to hit that big serve with 30-15 and put some, trying to hold here, put some pressure on Guzva. Will try to close out the set if he's not able to break here a second time on his serve. Sun has come out and peeked out from clouds, making it a little warmer down courtside. Guzva able to neutralize on the return. Gets back to 30-all. 2 points from the first set. Christian Alshon has 2 more break points, or excuse me, 2 more points to hold, up 40-15 and up 4-0 on court 1. Chicago also up a break at 4. Along with the first serve for Akaroglu, having some trouble with that first serve here in this game. Also misses the second, and so here's the set point for Guzva of U Chicago. Trying to get that first set on the board for the Maroons. Trailing 2-1 after doubles. That's a good 1-2 punch there. Guzva opted for the chip return, left it a little short. Akaroglu there. Akaroglu to serve. Deuce. Again, missed that first serve. Alshon does hold for 5-0 on court 1. Watching the number 5 singles contest right now. Oh, that's good hitting from Alex Guzva. Using the cross court, keeping it to the backhand, and then finding his opportunity to take his chances up the line. Using that lefty forehand. Hit the backhand of Darren Akaroglu. Another set point for Chicago here on 5. There it is. That's a set for Chicago on 5. Guzva did a little bit more with that chip return, able to neutralize the point. 6-2 for Chicago on court 5. We're going to hop over to court 1 now, where Alshon is trying to close out a 6-love first set. Tufts was able to hold at number 2 singles, keeping that break. Up 3-1 there is Sharda over Asakumar, but here on court 1, Gorolik and Alshon. Good job from Gorolik there. Good serve, good forehand, 15-love. That one sails just a little bit long, and we're at 15-all. Not only did Sharda hold, but there was a long 2-1 game serving for Sharda for Tufts on court 2. Now, although the scoreboard hasn't updated, I believe he has 3 break points to go up 4-1. Here we're watching court 1. Isaac Gorolik in the near court for Tufts, serving to stay in the first set. return from Alshon. Sharda does end up breaking again on 2, so double break lead for Tufts at number 2 singles. Sharda was strong yesterday against CMS, and he is continuing that momentum here against U Chicago in the semifinals. It's a great serve from Gorelick, getting it to the backhand of Alshon, back to 30-all. I think that serve for Gorelick, that out wide serve, the backhand of Alshon, be a key shot in this match. Let's see what he does with the first serve here. Nicely done into the body, gets him on top of the point. And now he has game points to stay alive here in the first set. First serve key for both players here in this match, both good returners. Saw it right there with Gorelick able to make the first serve and stay on top of the point throughout, get Alshon on the run. Great first serve again. Gorelick holds, stay alive in the set. As we wait for the next game to start, looking around. On serve at court 3, Tufts leading 4-3 with Chicago serving. Chicago up a break on court 4. But Tufts has a break point here to get back even at court 4. Again, we just watched Guzova close out a 6-2 first set for Chicago on court 5. On court 6, Chicago up a break, serving 3-2. Back to 1, Alshon. Big serve down the tee, 15 love. I'd imagine when that serve's on, that's going to be really tough to break. Puts all the more pressure on Gorelick's serve games. We know experience plays here. And the senior Gorelick going to use some of that senior experience to get himself back in this match. 2 points away for Chicago for the first set here in 1. Second serve for Alshon, 30 love, looking to close out the first set. Good hitting all around. Gorelick outlast Alshon on that point. You see, it's as if, you know, who can hit more forehands. I'm going to get you an update. Hearing some cheering from the Case Western Reserve Middlebury match, so we want to get you a score update here in just a moment. But first, this 30-15 point for Christian Alshon. Sharda holds for 5-1 on court 2 over Chicago's Arjun Asakumar. Another big serve from Alshon, this time out wide to the backhand. 2 set points upcoming. Case Western Reserve has won a couple of first sets over on the other bank of courts. Court 1, court 3. Looking to close it out on court 2 as well. Strong start for Case Western Reserve in singles, leading 2-1. Set point. Alshon closes it out with another big serve, and that's a set on court 1 for Chicago. First 2 first sets go to the Maroons. We're going to hop over to court 2. We've been referencing Rishabh Sharda has had a strong opening to this match so far against Arjun Asikumar, and let's check in on him. Here they are. Chicago, Arjun Asikumar serving to stay in the first set. Sharda posted a really good singles result yesterday over Philip Martin of CMS, 6-2, 6-3. Sharda has been playing some of his best tennis here in the last few matches, and it's showing here against UChicago and Arjun Asikumar. That one misses long. Rishabh Sharda Jr. from India. 25-5 on the year in singles. 25-3 this spring. 6-1 against conference competition in the NESCAC. And perhaps most importantly, 4-0 in the postseason. First team all NESCAC in singles. Two points away from the set. That one misses long. Here comes set points for Tufts. Sharda put the first point on the board for Tufts yesterday, as I mentioned earlier, beating Philip Martin of CMS 2-3. He also won 6-1, 6-0 in the round of 16 against NC Wesleyan. He's been on fire the last few matches. Set point, second serve at love 40. Not quite on that return. A good kick serve out wide from Asikumar. Arjun Asikumar, sophomore from Chicago. Went to UChicago Laboratory Schools. Transferred to UChicago from Johns Hopkins, where he was a part of a outstanding comeback last year from down 4-0 to win 5-4 against Williams College. Here trailing 5-1 in the first set against Rishabh Sharda from Tufts. There it is. There's a set for Sharda. So he takes it 6-1 on court 2. First set in the books for Tufts. Looking around, we got a couple of 4-alls, one at 3, one at 4. We're going to hop over to 3 now. Court 5 is currently 1-all in the second set, and Chicago up a break 4-3 at 6. But we're here at 40 love for Vuksanovic. Off the tape, he holds for 5-4, and we'll change ends against Derek Shea, who led early up a break here in this match. Shea, the sophomore from Edison, New Jersey, 19-3 on the season. He's won 5 in a row coming into this match. He clinched the round of 16 win versus Gustavus Adolphus 6-3 in the third, in what was a battle against the number 16 Gusties. Lots of unfinished matches recently for Shea here in the postseason, as you only play to decision first to 5 points. So you often see that with postseason records, some unfinished matches, and that's been the case for Derek Shea. On the other side, Vuksanovic, 14-6 on the year, went undefeated in NESCAC play, 8-0. A very difficult conference, match in, match out. Similar with the UAA, but with the geography, the UAA, Chicago, Case Western, the two representatives here in the semifinals. Hard to play conference matches because of the geographic struggles there, but Some of Chicago's rivals, Wash U, would come to mind, of course, who were here in the quarterfinals. Lost yesterday to Middlebury 5-2. Vuksanovic was still on court yesterday when the match was decided against CMS. He led 5-4 in the third against Matthew Robinson when the match was decided. That clinch came from court 4 at Paris Bentusis. Speaking of court 4, Chicago has broken to go up 5-4. And Chicago and Sachin Das will serve for the set on 4. Here's Derek Shea of Chicago, serving to stay in this first set on court 3. That one clips the line, pulled a little bit wide by Shea. Showing just a bit of frustration here. Led early up a break. Awaiting the last ball to come back from the court beside him. Not a bad move to have a bit of a methodical pace today. Maybe longer in the heat, but might need to pace yourself. Remember, temperatures reaching about 90 degrees here. Humidity is present, as is natural in Florida. It's a really great play from Derek Shea. Puts away the volley, 15-all. And hearing, just walking around the grounds yesterday, players watching Derek Shea as he won yesterday in singles, and finish that thought in a minute as good serve there. Missed return on the forehand side from Vuksanovic, 30-15. Shea goes about his business. Nothing too flashy, but just a very solid all-around player. Plays #1 doubles with Christian Alshon. Victory over Tufts 8-6 earlier in this match in doubles. It's a great serve into the body and then puts away the forehand cross court. Some good angle on that forehand. 2 game points for 5-all. Tufts looking to break on 4. 15-30 is Sachin Das looking to serve out the opening set on 4. Sun starting to show itself a little bit more here in the last 15 minutes or so. Definitely does ramp up the heat. As we mentioned, a lot more cloud cover today than yesterday. That's big from Vuksanovic. Beautiful pass, backhand down the line. 40-30. As we mentioned, it was a very hot day yesterday. Similar temperature today, but see if the heat plays a factor. Very well could. Tufts has broken for 5-all on court 4. So Das serving for the set, unable to convert. Vuksanovic misses that forehand. Sat up for him a little bit after hitting off the tape. And Chicago holds for 5-all here on 3. So 2 big first. We're going to hop over to court 6. 2 big first sets coming here at 3 and 4, and another first set potentially here on 6. That's Josh Belandres with the overhead for Tufts, trailing 5-3, serving to stay in the set. Belandres, the junior from San Francisco, 2-1 this postseason in singles. Second team All-NESCAC in doubles this season. And a NCAA doubles qualifier for the second year in a row. Played #1 doubles with Jarda. Lost 8-6 to Alshon and Shea earlier today. one sails just a little bit long, but setting the point up very well was Dewan, a senior from New Delhi, India. Shrame Dewan, 9-2 on the season, all in dual matches. Won 6 straight matches coming into the UAA tournament. Balandres Jr. looking to stay in the first set for Tufts.
Let's go, Arjun! Right here! Right here, Arjun! Let's go, Saj! Let's go, Saj!
Some really good hitting from both sides. That backhand sails just a touch long for Balandres.
Let's go, Jared!
So far, Chicago's won 2 first sets. Tufts has won 1. Tufts leading 2-1.
Yeah, Christian! Let's go, Christian!
Big come on from Balandres there as he goes up 40-15. Tufts able to hold. That's been 2 assists on 4. So 6-5 Tufts after trailing 5-4 break a few moments ago. Shea has a break point on court 3. We're back looking at 6. Second serve coming for Balandres. That one misses, and Tufts able to hold just as Derek Shea on court 3 breaks. And so Chicago will serve for the first set on both 3 and 6.
Let's go, Christian!
Arjun Asakumar has broken to start the second set on court 2. Currently 2-2 on court 5 in the second set, with Chicago taking that first set. Alex Guzva. Case Western Reserve has taken 5 of the first 6 first sets on the other bank of courts. And it's 5-all at 4 in the other match. So Case Western Reserve grabbing momentum early in singles. See what kind of fight Middlebury has on the other courts. We're watching U Chicago and Tufts. Balandres put the Jumbos ahead with his win at number 6 yesterday over Michael Howe of CMS, 6-4, 6-4, in what was a grind of a match. Shrame Dewan will come out for Chicago, out of the changeover to serve for the first set. Derek Shea will do the same thing on court 3. We're going to keep watching court 6 and Dewan and Balandres.
Yeah, Christian! Yeah, let's go, Arjun! Almost, Arjun!
Dewan's career record as a senior, 15-8 in singles, 9-2 this season. Big moment for Chicago, trying to serve out 2 more first sets. We're going to double box in court 3 as well as Derek Shea. On the left there, Derek Shea on court 3 is serving 2 points away from the set. DeJuan, meanwhile, love 15 on court 6. Shea not quite on the backhand there. It's 30-15. DeJuan had a ball roll on the court, so taking a moment before serving there on the right side of your screen. Second serve coming for DeJuan. Opportunity for Belondrez, love 15, second serve. Shea serving at 35. That one just misses, and now they're set points for Chicago at 3 as DeJuan wins the point to move to 15 all at 6. And meanwhile, Tufts on court 4 has a set point. Doss serving 30-40. Lots of great action around all the courts right now. Shea just misses the first serve out wide. And there's a set for Tufts on court 4. Paris Pentustis outlasts Sachin Das. And there's a set on court 3 as Shea takes the set for Chicago. Now the last first set to complete will be on 6. You have to think with a 2-1 deficit, this is a big first set for Chicago on 6. 3 sets for the Maroons, 2 sets for the Jumbos so far. Back full screen to 6. That one misses, and DeJuan's 2 points away from taking the set for Chicago. Senior on junior, senior DeJuan, junior Belondrez. The thing about the experience factor here at NCAAs is with the way that the COVID-19 pandemic has made it difficult for teams. These are 2 teams that haven't been in this spot. Some of the players have, but most of them haven't. That one, I believe, just missed wide, and we're at 30 all. Double break for Asakumar on court 2 in the second set. Battling with Sharda, who took the first set 6-1. $30 all. Big points coming up. Big, high, inside-out forehand from DeJuan sets up the flat one inside in and sets up a set point for Chicago on 6. Definitely a go-to-your-towel moment if you're DeJuan, pondering where does he want to take this first serve at 40-30.
Let's go, Goose! That's a break on 5!
Chicago breaks, so it's a set and a break on 5. DeJuan taking a moment as he just noticed that happened on the court next to him. Set point, Chicago. A great kick serve sets up the forehand. DeJuan takes the first set for Chicago, and that means Chicago has won 4 out of the 6 first sets. We're going to see a replay on that. That's a really good 1-2 punch from DeJuan, and there's a celebration to match it. That's a big first set for Chicago, trailing 2-1, now having won 4 of the 6 first sets. We're going to hop over to 5 because Alex Guzva just broke in the second set, leading 6-2, 4-2, serving at love 15. Here's a point for Guzva. We hopped on this match earlier when Guzva closed out the first set 6-2. That one just misses, facing off against Tufts' Darren Akaroglu. That one just misses, and Guzva up 30-15. See where Guzva goes with the second serve, whether it's into the body or whether it's wide to the backhand. Will be wide to the backhand, and it's a miss from Akaroglu. 2 points to consolidate his break. Go up 5-2 here in the second. Second set's underway on 3 and 4. Second set about to get underway on 6. Second serve coming. Not that time, hits the tape, goes a little wide. One more opportunity here to consolidate this break for U Chicago on 5. There it is, 5-2 for Chicago on court 5. One game away from evening this match at 2 apiece. Christian Alshon has a break point on court 1. We'll follow that as well. Rishabh Sharda trying to get back in the set on 2, has 2 break points, but down double break right now, 3-0. Deep breath from Guzva. As he ponders how to attack this receiving game, leading 5-2 in the second set after taking the first set 6-2. Guzva playing 5. He was undefeated this season against Division III opponents at number 4, 11-0. He clinched the UAA semifinal against Wash U, 7-5 in the third. A 2-time All-UAA performer in singles as freshman and as a sophomore. Now looking for first singles point of the day. Akaroglu getting some coaching from Carl Greger, the head coach. Tufts. Trying to serve to stay in it.
Come on, Derek! Let's go, Christian! Come on!
First point of the game to Guzva.
Let's go, Derek! It's too good, Derek!
That one just a little bit long on the return. Good serve from Akaroglu to move to 15-all.
Yeah, Derek! Let's go, Derek! You're a beast!
Great retrieving from Guzva. What defense that was, making Akaroglu hit the extra shot, and that volley goes just wide. Got to see another look at that. Guzva all over the court. Somehow gets to that one with the slide. Puts that one back in play, and that is, for Guzva, as somebody who did a lot of defending myself, that feels great when you get that one extra ball, especially here when you're 2 points away from the match. Not quite on that return. Guzva's done a really good job on the stretch on the return today, but not quite with that one. Akaroglu brings it even to 30 all. It's a long game right now on court one, the number one singles between Alshon and Gorelick. Alshon trying to break at 1 all. Gorelick has a game point over there. We're back to 5. That one sails wide. Good job by Akaroglu. He's got a game point and trying to force Guzva to serve for the match. Remember that Akaroglu broke Guzva at 5-1 in the first set, but Guzva was able to break it 5-2 to secure the set. Back to deuce. Forehand just into the tape there from Akaroglu.
Let's go, Christian! Almost, Christian! Yeah, Boog! Tough, Boog.
That lob stays short, and Akaroglu puts it away. Has another opportunity for a game point. This is really the only match with a decent amount of separation in the second set. Most others very close. One break for Chicago in the second set on 2. Otherwise, all second sets on serve as of this moment. That one misses, and now here's a match point for Chicago at 5. Oh, excuse me, I think it's actually deuce. I was saving a game point, my apologies.
That's a break! That's a break for Derek! Derek!
That one looks like just scrapes off the line.
There it is! Let's go, Christian! There it is! That's a break on 1!
Chicago breaks on 1, Tufts breaks on 4. So 2-0 for Tufts and a set on number 4 singles for Paris Pentusas, and a set and a break for Alshon of Chicago on 1. Akaroglu is able to hold on for the hold here, making Guzva serve for the match at 5-3. Guzva looking for his first singles win here at Nationals.
Yeah! Let's go, Argent! Let's go! Let's go, boys! Let's go, Tough!
15 love on the miss.
Let's go, Tremaine!
Tremaine Dewan has just broken on court 6 in the first game of the second set after taking the first set 6-4.
Let's go,
That's a great on the rise, inside out forehand from Guzva. Timed it up beautifully. Akaroglu tried to throw in a little change of pace. Let's see it again. Tried to throw in that change of pace there. Guzva takes it up high around the shoulder. On the rise. Inside out winner. That's a great on the run forehand from Akaroglu. To pull back one closer, but Guzva 2 points away from evening this match at 2-all. The overall match, taking his at number 5 singles. Great serve from Guzva. Match points upcoming. First match points for Guzva for anybody out there on the courts. Sun has just come out just as Guzva is serving right into it. Ends up in a double. One more match point here upcoming, 40-30. Guzva takes a peek up at that sun. That one just misses as Guzva went for the down the line backhand. Akaroglu stays alive here for Tufts at number 5 singles. Back to deuce. That was a long rally, so understandably take a little extra time here between points. That one misses and Guzva has another chance. Guzva checking in with one of Chicago's assistant coaches. Takes a deep breath. See if he goes wide with that serve to the backhand. He's liked that serve today. And there it is. Alex Guzva puts the Maroons on the board at singles, evens the overall match at 2 apiece. Another long extended rally that Guzva prevails in this time. 6-2, 6-3. Alex Guzva wins for U Chicago. And we're going to head over to court 2 where U Chicago is trying to get a second set here. Arjun Asakumar. Down a set 6-1, but leading 5-1, returning here in the second. .30 love for Sharda of Tufts here on court 2.
go, Sachi!
Sharda looking to hold to stay in the second set and force Esakumar to serve it out. Second serve here at 40 love for Sharda. Oh, the drop shot, pretty. After that, on the run, on the rise backhand from Sharda. Beautiful point. Holds for 5-2. Let's see that drop shot again. Esakumar able to get to that one, and a really good disguise there from Sharda. Esakumar no chance to get to that one as Sharda waited to the last second to show the open racket face. Esakumar looking to get a split here at number 2 singles. As we're on the changeover, let's look around the courts for U Chicago on court 1, 6-1, 3-1. Actually, Christian Alshon is 2 points away from a double break there. On court 3, currently at deuce in this game as Tufts looks to also evade a double break opportunity for Derek Shea of Chicago. 7-5, 3-1 with Tufts serving. Tufts up 7-5, 3-0. Paris Pentusis leading for the Jumbos on court 4. And it looks like on 6, U Chicago's Dewan up 6-4, 3 love. This is danger time for the Jumbos here. Perhaps, just like they did in doubles, we'll see another rally. Right now, U Chicago up breaks in second sets on 1 and 3 and 6 after winning the first set. 2-all the team score. Currently watching number 2, where Arjun Esakumar is 3 points away from closing out a second set and gaining a split. Derek Shea just broke for double break on court 3, 2 games away from the match. U Chicago, that's also a double break on 6, 3-0 serving in the second. And U Chicago with Christian Alshon on court 1 has a break point for 6-1, 4-1 double break. Another good serve from Esakumar. That kick serve up high to the backhand of Sharda. 30 love here in this game. Gorelick does a great job of saving a break point. That one misses. 30-15. Extended rally between Sharda and Esakumar. Tufts needs a boost. Let's see if it comes from Sharda here at number 2. Won the first set 6-1, really dominant fashion. Has been on fire here in the postseason, but Arjun Esakumar has shown why he's playing number 2 for number 1 team in the country. Esakumar again using that out wide serve. This time Sharda steps up, hits it on the rise, gets himself neutral in the point, and we're back to 30-all.
Let's go, Derek, big serve.
Here in the last 5 minutes, it's definitely heated up here. Sun is coming out more. You can really feel it as we get to about 12:30 local time. Good hitting from both sides. Sharda with a break point here as Tufts also gets one of the 2 breaks back on 6. And Tufts holds for 4 love in the second set, up a set at 4. Maybe this is the beginnings of a run here for the Jumbos. Gorelick holds for 3-2 on 1. Break point for Sharda. Stay in the set. Oh, that's a beautiful way to save a break point. What a serve from Asakumar off the line. Chicago looking to get over the semifinal hump here. That one misses. Sharda with another break opportunity coming up in a moment. And I mentioned that note because Chicago's made the semifinals in 2015, 2016, 2018, 2019. Has yet to reach the final. 3 of those losses came to NESCAC schools, same conference as Tufts, 2 to Mid, 15-16, 1 to Bowdoin in 2018, and then CMS in 2019. Right now in the driver's seat in singles, 2-all, the score on the team score, but lots of matches favoring Chicago out there right now. That one misses, and Sharda able to break. That's one of the 2 breaks back on court 2. We're going to head over to court 3, where Chicago is 1 game away from putting another point on the board. Derek Shea leading 7-5, 5-1. A couple of big cheers have come from the other courts, as it looks like Case Western has won 2 matches, putting them up 4-1. That one misses, and Shea just a few points away from giving another match to Chicago. (4-1) for Case Western Reserve against Middlebury in the other semifinal. That one also available to watch on NCAA.com. That one misses. Vuksanovic for Tufts trying to stay in it here at 3. When you're trying to make a comeback, or you're trying to essentially stay in the match, and at this point it's not a comeback, it's 2-all in the team score, but when you got when down breaks, sets and breaks on certain courts, the longer you can stay out there, the better for your team. That's a great serve from Vuksanovic out wide. 30-15. So for Case Western Reserve, we just mentioned it, James Hopper, that big cheer was for him as he won 7-6, 6-4 over Middlebury's Stan Morris. And then Ant Shah, 6-3, 6-4 over Aiden Harris, making it 4-1. And it looks like it could be a clinch pretty soon for Case on 6, up 6-3, 5-1. So we'll keep you updated there. We're watching Chicago and Tufts, and there goes the racket for Vuksanovic. Not intentional, but it is hot out here. That one, it was a shank on the ball, so it slipped out of his hand. And just heard one of his teammates up here to our left say you need a dry towel. That might be nice. Two points away for Shea, 30-all. That one sails long, and Derek Shea has a match point here. Vuksanovic didn't hear that he was out, but indeed it was. It sure looked so from up here. Derek Shea, match point for Chicago, trying to give Chicago its first lead of the team match today.
Let's go, Shemay!
That one misses just wide. Shea had a great opportunity after that great return, but Vuksanovic, the really nice lob there. Sun may have played a factor in Shea opting to let that bounce instead of hit the overhead. Would have been a very difficult overhead from back in the court. Vuksanovic stays alive. Back to Deuce.
Yeah! Yeah, Sergeant! ESPN!
Oh, that one hits the tape and stays. Now game point for Vuksanovic. Continuing to fight. Lots of fight on all 6 courts. Really high level of tennis here in the NCAA semifinals.
Let's go, Archie. Right here. Right here.
Looking at one as Gorelick has a break point. Keep you updated. Trying to stay in that match with Christian Alshon down a break in the second. Vuksanovic holds for 5-2. And Shea will serve for the match here in just a moment, looking to put Chicago ahead for the first time. So there was that little bit of push from Tufts. Now Chicago has a set point on 2. Kumar looking to break Sharda to split. His return sails wide, so Sharda stays alive in that set. Paris Pentusis is serving for the match on court 4 for Tufts. Trying to get that extra point on the board, and extra momentum for the Jumbos. Gorelick trying to do the same. Battling with Christian Alshon on court 1, has another break point. This match far from over. 2-2 on the team score. A couple of matches in Chicago's favor, 1 match in Tufts' favor. A couple of matches, actually, correcting myself there. Although Kumar does have another set point at 2. And there it is. That's a set for Arjun Kumar at 2. That's a split with Sharda. And now Derek Shea to put Chicago ahead, serving for the match. First serve wide, return goes wide. 7-5, 5-2 for Shea. 14-2 in dual matches this year, has won 5 in a row coming into this match, looking to make it 6. And when it hits the tape, good look on the backhand, looking to go cross court. We're going to double box in court 4, where Tufts is 2 points away from winning that match and putting themselves ahead. And that was Pentusis just hit a big inside-in forehand, and now it's 3 match points for Tufts at 4. We'll get there in just a moment. First serve for Shea. Just misses. Second serve upcoming at 15 all. And we're double boxed in to this match point for Pentusis. It looks like we're double boxed in court 1 as well. Pentusis on your right. 3 match points. Unable to convert that one, but has 2 more coming. And on court 3, it's 15-30 on Shea's serve. Shea, again, as I mentioned, trying to serve out a match for Chicago. That's a great ball from Shea. There's Shea on the left. 30 all in that game at 7-5, 5-2 for Shea. Pentusis does it for Tufts. And the Jumbos take a 3-2 lead on the 7-5, 6-1 victory from Paris Pentusis, who continues his postseason run. Shea trying to answer. Go back full screen to Shea. That one just missed. And it's an overrule. Shea called that ball out on the near side, but chair umpire has overruled him. And we have a final score on the other bank of courts. Case Western Reserve with a clinch from Jonathan Powell at number 6 singles has advanced. Case 5-1 over Middlebury. And so the winner of this match will face Case Western Reserve in tomorrow's national championship match. Shea stays alive in the game. Back to deuce. So Pentusis finishes a match on 4, 7-5, 6-1. That makes it 3-2 Tufts. Alshon and Gorelick are in an absolute battle at 1. The last few games have taken probably 30 to 45 minutes. Alshon has a game point for 4-2. Gorelick, the senior, doing a great job of hanging steady here, as Alshon's been up a break since the beginning of the set. Continuing to battle as Alshon misses a shot over there. Now Shea with a second serve opportunity at deuce. Shea with a match point coming after that return miss from Vuksanovic. And on 6, Chicago is 1 game away there as well after getting another break, 6-4, 5-2, but focuses on 3. Match point for Shea. There it is, Derek Shea wins on 3, and we're all knotted up at 3 apiece. We're gonna hop over to 6. They're in a changeover right now, but Shrame Dewan is just 1 game away from putting UChicago on the brink. Other 2 matches still in progress. Court 1. Gorelick currently with a break point, trailing by a break in the second set, 6-1, 3-2. Alshon serving, and it's a split on 2, with Sharda for Tufts winning the first set 6-1, Asikumar coming back to win the second set 6-3. Before we get down to 6, or we're waiting 6 to come out of the changeover, Alshon serve and volley puts it away to stay in the game, looking to hold for 4-2. Looks like a water refill for DeJuan as he comes back onto the court. Very important today. More cloud cover, which is helpful, but there's been a decent amount of sunshine here in the afternoon hour. Out of the changeover, it'll be DeJuan to serve for the match on 6. Alshon and Gorelick still battling in that 3-2 game with Alshon serving up a break. Third set has not begun yet on court 2. And here we are on court 6. DeJuan for U Chicago, up 6-4, 5-2. Short reply from Belandres, put away by DeJuan inside out. DeJuan misses there, so Belandres staying alive with that one-handed backhand. DeJuan trying to pick on it. Belandres staying steady. That one just misses. Really nice half volley from Belandres, keeping it low. DeJuan tries the lob. Not an easy thing to do in this wind today, especially from that side. The wind at his back. Alshon does hold for 4-2 in what was a grueling game. (6-1, 4-2) for Chicago on 1, and Christian Alshon over Gorelick. Back to 30 all as DeJuan outlasts Belandres in that rally. Third set is underway at 2. Just beginning in the first game. Asakumar serving to start. 2 points away from putting Chicago on the brink is DeJuan at 6 singles. Nice forehand from Belandres, goes for it inside in and has a break point. Stay alive here. After let, we'll get a second serve. Belandres gets a look here. That one just misses. Confirmed by the chair. Back to deuce. Sharda breaks to open the third set on court 2. See if DeJuan can put Chicago ahead for the first time today. Chicago trailed Although all the doubles matches essentially ended at the same time. The first two that finished were both for Tufts on courts 2 and court 3. And then Chicago got court 1 doubles. In singles, Chicago evened it at 2 with a win on 5 from Guzva, but then Bentusis won on court 4 for Tufts to make it 3-2, and then moments later Shea on court 3 to make it 3-all. That's where we stand now. What hitting. And Belandres outlasts Dewan. An outstanding point at deuce. Another break point for Belandres and Tufts coming up. Both teams, Tufts and UChicago, looking for their first ever appearance in the national championship match. This is the first semifinal for Tufts. Chicago's been in the semis 4 times since 2015. This is their 5th. Another second serve coming from Dewan. Down break point. And this one does not go in as a double sends the break to Tufts. Still up a break at Chicago 5-3. Unable to close it out at 6. We're going to keep it here. We're also tracking number 1. Another deuce game. Must be the 4th or 5th straight game to go to long deuces on court 1. It's 6-1, 4-2 for Alshon of Chicago. Gorelick is serving for Tufts, down 2-4. Belandres serving to stay in it and put more pressure on Dewan. Really high level hitting for both players. Belandres getting the better of these long rallies here in the last few points. Tufts continuing to fight, tie score 3-all. Both teams battling for a spot in the championship match tomorrow. Gorelick does hold for 4-3, trailing down a break in the second set at 1 singles. Dewan with some big hitting that time, 15-all. Chicago technically is 3 games away from completing this, but it feels like a long ways off right now with the way the Tufts is battling. Sharda consolidates his break at 2 and leads 2-0 in the third set at number 2 singles. Really nice serve and volley play from Balandras. That nice wide serve and then plenty of open court to place that volley. And the junior from San Francisco also plays one doubles and showed some of that doubles prowess right there. Alshon to serve up 4-3 in the second, up a set as well. Asakumar for Chicago also serving, but trailing 2-love at number 2. That one misses. And it's back to 30-all. 2 points away for DeJuan. Another miss, and we got a match point here on 6. DeJuan looking to break to put Chicago ahead for the first time. Tufts has led on 2 different occasions, 2-1 and 3-2. Match has been tied at 2-all and 3-all now. Second serve opportunity for DeJuan. DeJuan outlasts Balandras on 6, and UChicago has its first lead of the match, 4-3, as DeJuan wins 6-4, 6-3 for UChicago on court 6. All attention now shifting to courts 1 and court 2. We're going to head over to 1 as Chicago 2 games away there. Christian Alshon up a break, 6-1, 4-3, and up 30-15 here in this game. Holds have been hard to come by for Alshon the last few games out. Serve and volley play just misses a little long. Now you get to the point of the match where you wonder if the heat's going to play a role. Continuing to get warmer into the 90s here in Orlando. Second match in as many days. Big point, 6-1, 4-3, 30-all. A second serve look for Gorelick. That's big from Gorelick. He had some great fight yesterday. He was down a set and a break to Robert Liu of CMS before coming back. And has looked strong throughout both of his long matches to date. A break point for Gorelick, 30-40. A little bit long, I believe, on that serve from Alshon. He checked with the chair just in case. I saw long from up here as well. That one misses, and Isaac Gorelick breaks. It's taken a couple of long games to get there, but Gorelick back on serve. 4-all in the second. These These last two matches are going to be a battle for a spot in the final. Winner plays Case Western Reserve, and you know the Spartans are thinking, well, you can play all day. We'd love that. The Spartans defeated Middlebury 5-1 over on the other bank of courts about 15-20 minutes ago. Good hitting from Alshon there. Trying to bounce right back. He can break, he can serve for not only his match, but the team match as well, if he can get a break here. That Case Western Reserve and Middlebury match lasted about 2.5 hours. Till about 12:30. We're about to hit the 3-hour mark here in this one. Gorelick deep in the court with those big forehands. Tufts both yesterday against CMS and today against Chicago, preaching the physicality of these matches. That one just misses as Alshon put a little extra spin on that one. Gorelick misses it just wide. Asakumar and Sharda are still in that love to game with Asakumar serving in the third. Another long physical game. That's been the story down on courts 1 and court 2. Sharda actually has a break point now to go up double break in the third. Focusing here on court 1. Gorelick down 15-30. That one misses, and Alshon has 2 break points. Okay, Gorelick is not missing these shots by much. Alshon, the UAA Player of the Year, first team in singles and doubles. 16-0 in dual matches, has won 16 matches in a row. Looking to make it 17 and send the Maroons to the final. Break opportunity. That's a big serve from Gorelick. Gorelick, senior from Weston, Mass. Alshon, a junior. It was the senior leadership of Tufts from Hereford and Gorelick that closed out both of the doubles matches that they won, serving it out at both 2 and 3. Gorelick being one of them, serving it out at 2. Another break opportunity for Chicago here, though. And there's the break for Chicago. Christian Alshon looks all around at the cheering sections. 2 fists in the air. Let's check out the replay. Alshon running around to hit that big inside-out forehand. We've seen him hit that many times today. A little bit of a subdued celebration. He knows there's work to be done here in this service game. He was just broken at 4-3. Tufts has broken. Sharda, double break, 3-0 in the third set at number 2. So puts more pressure on Alshon to close this one out. 6-1, 5-4. Both matches in a changeover right now. Gives us just a moment to breathe. Luke Tanaka with you. Hope you're enjoying this match. I know we all are here at the USTA National Campus in Orlando. Been a really outstanding match from start to finish. Chicago took a lead early on all three courts in doubles up breaks, but then Tufts, big surge, especially 2 and 3 doubles. Winning 2 and 3 doubles before Chicago won 1 doubles, all 3 matches finishing within a minute of each other. And then here in singles, it was Guzva for Chicago getting the first point on the board pretty early for the Maroons at 5 singles. And then numbers 4 and 3 finished very close to each other. It was Pentusis of Tufts continuing his postseason run, at number 4 singles over Das, and then on court 3, Derek Shea outlasting Vukvuk Sanovic 7-5, 6-2. Now we turn all attention, all eyes on one. Alshon serving for the team match, and a big one to start. Been following points of this match throughout, and one of the things that has stood out is Alshon serving in the big moments. This, needless to say, is a big moment. 15 love. Alshon, pretty methodical. Another big serve from Alshon. That's a beautiful return from Gorolik to neutralize the point. And we're at 15 all. Note that that's 2 first serves in this game for Alshon. That's going to be really key. Keep making that first serve. And the heat has certainly ratcheted up now. I imagine even warmer down on court level. Forehand miss from Alshon. Good return from Gorolik on the second serve. High and deep to that Alshon forehand. 15-30. Sharda continues his momentum on court 2. Leading, serving at 3 love double break. 40-15. Tense moments, 15-30. Got a ball on the court, so Alshon had to wait a little bit longer to hit the second serve. That ball came from court 2. That's Kumar. Saving 1 game point. Big forehand from Gorolik on the short reply from Alshon, and now here comes 2 break points to break back. Alshon led for a break for much of this set up until 4-3 when he was broken. He broke back to get up 5-4. Holds have been hard to come by really all set for both players. They were able to scrape them out early in the set, but recently the attrition on serve has really broken these servers, and the returners have been strong. That's a big serve from Alshon. Going for it all down the tee. We're back to 40-30, and the very first game of the match, we were on this court, and Alshon was down 15-40, hit 2 big serves to get himself back, and ended up holding in that game. He's looking to repeat that pattern right here. Gorelick showing energy, bouncing around. Here comes the serve. It is another good serve, but it's Gorelick who is able to secure another break. Solid return using the slice. Alshon just misses, and Isaac Gorelick stays alive for Tufts. 5-all in the second. Alshon, you can see, maybe feeling the heat a little bit. And similar thing happened yesterday at the #1 singles match against Gorelick, against CMS. Can't imagine anything's going to stop Christian Alshon, except for perhaps Isaac Gorelick, who serves 5-all. At this point, with a spot in the final on the line, the heat may be the heat. Battle till the very end. Nice point there from Alshon. Gorelick again just scrapping, staying alive in these points, making Alshon hit the extra ball. That's a very important juncture based on the body language from Alshon. I know that's exactly what Gorelick's thinking. Continue to make him hit extra balls, continue to bounce around. You're seeing him bounce around, showing that he's got lots of energy. A return misses, a really good serve out wide to the backhand. Forehand sails long. Gorelick leads 30-15, and anytime you talk about Tufts, you'd be remiss to not mention Boris Sorkin, of course. One of the program builders for Tufts. Here they are, semifinals for the first time, looking for to go to their first NCAA championship match. Some work to be done, but there's a hold for Sharda on 2, so he is up 4-love in the third over Arjun Asikumar. It's a really nice play from Gorelick. Serve and volley. Haven't seen that much from the points that we've watched, but pulling it out 5-all in the second. 35 feels pretty good. Really well executed. We have surpassed the 3-hour mark here in this match from the start at 10 a.m. Eastern Time. Alshon tees up that forehand. Keeps himself alive in the game. Gorelick, the #4 player in Region 1. Alshon, the #1 player in Region 6, the UAA Player of the Year. Gorelick 25-6 this season. Alshon 19-2, but 16-0 in dual matches is Alshon. Won 16 in a row. That forehand sails long for Gorelick, and we're back to deuce. Alshon saves 2 game points. Sharda and Escumar continuing to battle at 2. It's Sharda up love 30 on Chicago serve, looking for another break. Now love 40. Rishabh Sharda, number 7 ranked player in Region 1. Against Escumar, the number 2 ranked player in Region 6. Escumar played 1 for much of the season before getting taken over by Alshon later in the season. Second serve, deuce, 5-all in the second. Wow, that's a big shot from Gorelick. Game point for Gorelick. Alshon going for broke on a few of those big forehands, and it pays off there. Back to deuce. And Sharda is broken again. He will serve for a 6-love final set on court 2. He's able to convert. That would even the match and put all the attention on court 1, which already has the majority of it at the moment. Really good 1-2 punch from Gorelick, and on the slide, Alshon went down there. He has gotten up. Walking back to the towel, we're going to see that again. Another really great forehand, and you see the slide there, and it didn't look like it was anything that occurred besides just losing his balance, but another game point for Gorelick for 6-5. That one misses, and Gorelick does hold his first lead in this second set. It's 6-5. It's on serve. And Alshon will try to serve to stay in it. We're going to pop over to 2 quickly as Rishabh Sharda will serve for the match at 5-love in the third. As we await the changeover to occur for Chicago and Tufts at 1. And it does look like Alshon struggling a bit physically. Still on his feet though. Here's Sharda, serve for the match. With Tufts trailing Chicago 4-3 here in this semifinal. That one misses from Asakumar from Chicago, sophomore from Chicago. The 2-time UAA Player of the Week is Asakumar. But Sharda with a nice 1-2 punch there, 2 points away. after putting the first point on the board for Tufts in singles yesterday to even the score with CMS at 2-all. He's looking to even this match at 4-all and send all eyes to 1. Alshon is serving at 5-6 on 1. Keep you updated over there. That one misses just wide, and Sharda has match points. Sharda unbeaten in the postseason, 4-0, looking to make it 5-0. What a performer, clutch performer he's been here in the postseason, both the NESCAC tournament and the NCAA tournament. 3 match points. Rishab Sharda ties the match at 4 for Tufts. 6-1, 3-6, 6-love. Another big win for Sharda in the postseason. This one over Arjun Asakumar of Chicago. And we move over to 1, where it's 15-all. Alshon serving to stay in the second set. 4-all is all you can dream for in the NCAA semifinals. Alshon, nice 1-2 punch with the serve, up 35. And to have it come down to the number 1 singles court too. These two both NCAA singles individual qualifiers for their performances in the season. A combined 30-3 in the spring between these two players at the number 1 spot. Now we're at 30-all. Alshon has been broken 2 games in a row. He was up a break 4-3, up a break 5-4. He's unable to close it out, which leaves him now in the precarious position. 30-all here in the second. 2 points away from Gorlick sending this to a third. That one just misses, confirmed by the chair. Alshon directing the ball around the court nicely, moves in. Gorelick misses the pass. He's got a game point to send this second set to a tiebreak. And Case Western Reserve has already advanced, winning its semifinal 5-1 over Middlebury about an hour ago at this point. Alshon, another big serve, gets himself the hold, and we're going to a breaker. Most of the moments, big moments in this match on his serve, Alshon's been able to find those big serves. Gorlick did a really wonderful job of breaking at 4-3 and 5-4, however, though. So both players having coaches deliver water to them. Cloud is passing over us right now, so there's a little bit of shade for a moment. It's not much. It has turned from mostly cloudy to partly cloudy as the match has worn on. And that sun does make a difference with the heat, for sure. Gorelick with the first point. That one, I think, just off the baseline. Gorelick certainly still going for his shots. Looks like Alshon has some cramping going on. Figuring out his body. It's been a very physical second set. Long deuce games throughout. Oh, what a get from Gorelick. Gorelick, what a get earlier in that point. The squash shot save, it kept it low. And it's 2-love in the tiebreak. There's some discussion. Oh, the ball. I wonder if the ball popped. Oh, they're going to replay that point because the ball popped in the middle of it. We've seen that happen a couple of times over the last few days. Let's see a replay and see if we can see what happened. I mean, it had to have been before the volley, because certainly the volley couldn't have done it. Maybe it was that forehand from Alshon? Oh, and you see immediately he knew the ball was dead, so it must have either popped on that forehand or before that even, perhaps. But now it's 1-0. Back to 1-0 on serve. It's a big point in this match. And Tufts does end up getting hit the mini break. As that one just misses, it's 2-0 for the Jumbos and Isaac Gorelick here in the set. Alshon serving down, love 2. Gorelick uses the drop shot and takes both of Alshon's service points and leads 3-love in the tiebreak. The chant is "Go Bows" for Gorelick and the Jumbos. Gorelick serving up 3-love in the tiebreak. Match tied at 4-all. Tufts took 2 out of 3 doubles. Chicago won at 5, Tufts won at 4, Chicago won at 3, Chicago won at 6, and Tufts won at 2. Oh, big forehand from Alshon. Slaps it cross court. Going for big shots here on the forehand. We got to see that one again. Gorelick set up the point well, but Alshon on the run. Flat, cross court, low part of the net. Gets one of the mini breaks back. 3-1 Gorelick serving. And a big serve out wide. In a big moment for the senior. Gorelick trying to send this to a third. Alshon trying to win the match for Chicago, but trails 4-1 in the breaker. Just misses off the tape with the backhand. Gorelick takes advantage of the short slice. It's 5-1 at the change of ends. Gorelick, seeing the physical struggles on the other side of the net, really bouncing a lot. He got the ice bag on the back. He got the umbrella. That's a good move, not just by the coaches, but by the national campus to provide those umbrellas for the players. At times holding their own umbrella. This time Carl Greger holding both the ice pack and the umbrella. Coach's duties. Greger has built this program, going 26-4 over his last 3 seasons. I've mentioned that a couple times, but it's just so impressive. 2022 NESCAC Coach of the Year. Done a remarkable job with this program. We mentioned Boris Sorkin a little while ago. Can't talk about Tufts' surge here into the top 4 national spotlight without talking about Boris Sorkin, of course. Alshon serving 1-5 in the breaker. Second set. Won the first set 6-1, was up a break early in the second. And served for it at 5-4 here in the second. Gorelick battled back. There's one thing about Isaac Gorelick's quarters and semis you could say battled would be the descriptor. He's gonna have to continue to battle as Alshon rips a forehand cross court, really selling out on those forehands right now. Two points on Gorelick's racket to send this match to a third set. Oh, that one just misses. A little bit long on the backhand. And Gorelick won't be able to close it out on his serve, at least this time around. Still leading 5-3 in the breaker. That one misses on the return from Alshon. Gorelick makes another first serve. 3 set points upcoming. First 2 will come on Alshon's serve. Jumbos continuing to fire up their #1 singles player. They're getting ready to unleash a big cheer if Gorelick can close it out here. See Alshon still struggling physically after those serves. Forehand still looks good though. Alshon, another big forehand cross court. Saves 1 set point. One more coming on Alshon's serve. Gorelick Gorelick will, regardless, have one opportunity on his serve to close out this set. And another big serve from Alshon. He's hit many up the tee in this match. Gorelick has been unable to return, and now all the pressure swings to the senior. One chance on his serve here to close out the second set and send this to a third. Oh, he just misses it long. He misses the overhead, and we're tied at 6-all in the breaker. Defense from Christian Alshon stays alive. Let's see it again. Gorelick got the short reply, came in. Alshon using all he could to get to that last ball, make Gorelick hit the extra shot. And the overhead. Tense moments. And again, Gorelick doing a really good job of setting up that point. Getting himself in position. Alshon hit a good lob. Make him play the extra ball. Alshon getting a few words as he continues to walk and hydrate from the coaching staff. JT, head coach of Chicago. Volunteer assistants Jeremy Uwad and Dennis Newen. 6-all, second set tiebreak. Alshon won the first set 6-1. Gorelick has one more point on his serve. Trying to nudge ahead once more. And the volley, great hitting from Gorelick. The volley hits the tape. Alshon has his first match point. And a team match point for the Maroons here in the second set, 7-6 in the breaker. These are the moments you train for all season long. Alshon to send Chicago to their first championship match in school history. There it is, Christian Alshon with a big serve. Escapes the cramps and beats Isaac Gorelick 6-1, 7-6 at number one singles. JT and the Chicago Maroons are headed to the championship match and will play Case Western Reserve tomorrow. What an outstanding match. Tufts and U Chicago, what a privilege to be here to witness it today. We got to see that serve to win again as Alshon collapses on the court, no doubt. So much physicality in this match. And what a serve from Alshon. He's hit those big serves all match in the big moments. Perhaps except for the 5-4 time he had a chance to hold, but more often than not, it was Alshon with the big serves and Gorelick with just incredible fight from the senior Gorelick, who had such an outstanding career at Tufts and will continue that in the NCAA singles as well. But wow, what a treat that was. We all need to take a breath now. U Chicago wins the match 5-4 over Tufts. Tufts took a 2-1 lead after doubles. U Chicago didn't lead until Shrame Dewan won at 6 singles, led a 4-3, but then a 3-set win at 2 put Tufts to 4-all. But U Chicago is going to go to the national championship match, face off against Case Western Reserve, and what will be the third time the teams will play this season. They've split the first two meetings. Sure to be an outstanding championship match tomorrow. That one, 10 a.m. right here on NCAA.com. Tufts, and but the Tufts, you just can't say enough about these jumbos. First time in the Elite Eight, first time in the semifinals. Their first NCAA tournament since 2004, and entered the tournament number 3 in the country, and end their season with a 20-3 overall record. Huge congrats to Carl Greger and Tufts University, all the players, and just a really outstanding tournament for them as well, defeating Claremont Mudscripts yesterday, and runner-up in the NESCAC to Middlebury this year, and they end their team run in the semifinals here against a very tough #1 ranked University of Chicago squad. Absolutely outstanding tennis today, and we've got more tennis on tap in about an hour and a half. We'll be doing the women's semifinal. UChicago again will be featured, again this time against Middlebury on the women's side. I'm going to be sure to tune in for that one, because I'm sure if these semifinals for the men are any sign, it's going to be an incredible match upcoming. So thank you so much for tuning in here on NCAA.com. I'm Luke Tanaka. Thanks to our production crew, camera people, director, everybody did a wonderful job here in this match, and hopefully we'll see you in about an hour and a half when the women take the stage here at the USTA National Campus. So until then, Luke Tanaka signing off.
Representing the NCAA, Aaron King, and Men's Committee Chair Mark Riley, and from the USTA, Head of College Tennis, Tim Cass. Finishing with a record of 20-3. It's time to see and introduce the Tufts University Jumbos. Will the following individuals please come forward to receive your awards? Darren Akaroglu. Josh Belandris. Isaac Gorelick. Nico Hereford. Jack Moldenhauer. Paris Pantusis. Reshav Sharda. Luke Vuksanovic. Head coach Carl Greger. And assistant coach Nick White. And now will head coach Carl Greger and the team captains please come forward to accept their trophy. Congratulations to the Tufts University Jumbos on a great season. And let's give all of these outstanding student athletes, coaches, and staff a round of applause. And we wish the University of Chicago Maroons the best of luck in tomorrow's national championship match. Thanks so much for joining us for the men's semifinals. We really appreciate all of your support. Coming up at 3 o'clock are the women's semifinals, so stick around. A lot more action here at the USTA National Campus.